Hello, I'm Bill Shoke, President and CEO of WestPay. Welcome to the Payments Perspective Podcast, where we help you to navigate your payments journey one episode at a time. We bring together industry leaders to discuss timely and relevant payments topics and explore the most important issues impacting our industry. The Payments Perspective Podcast is brought to you by WestPay, where our mission is to build and share knowledge to guide members through their payments journey, from concept to operation.
Welcome back to the Payments Perspective Podcast by WestPay. My name is Connie LaChance. I am a Vice President of Education and Events here at WestPay. Today, I am pleased to welcome John Curtis, Senior Vice President and Consulting Business Leader at WestPay Advisors, and Chad Dixon, Vice President and ACH Manager at Farmers and Merchants Bank. Our topic today is developing a faster payments strategy. So welcome, Chad. Welcome, John. I'm so glad you could join me today. Chad, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Good day. Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Let's see here. I am the ACH manager for Farmers and Merchants Bank in Long Beach, California, part of the digital banking division, and our team is responsible for the rollout and implementation of instant payments.
Nice. All right. So let's go to John. John, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself as well?
Sure. Well, as Connie mentioned, I'm Senior VP of the Business Consulting for WestPay Advisors, and I manage the consulting division. So as consulting members like Chad, like Farmers and Merchants, where Chad came from, come to us, we help them through various things, basically all things payments.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you both. So let's go ahead and kick off this discussion. And I'm going to start with you, Chad. So what I want to ask is, what are some of the things that drew Farmers and Merchants Bank into considering offering some sort of faster payments or, implementing faster payments into your landscape?
Absolutely. I think the initial push was really seeing what was going on out there in the marketplace and understanding that while we are a very traditional bank, we're very technology driven, and we wanted to make sure that we were meeting the needs of our clients, whether it's Zelle for small business, and as we look into the future, instant payments. And so that was really making sure that we stay current with the times and, not bleeding, but cutting edge with our clients.
So were there really any concerns when you thought about implementing an instant payments product, that how this might affect the other payments channels and the other services that you offer at your institution, like same-day ACH or wire transfers? Any concerns there?
Absolutely. I think one of the things that we looked at was its potential impact for wires. But after really reviewing and looking at use cases, I think really what we would be seeing is more of like a low value wire transfers that would be affected. We would be probably looking at some migration to or same day ACH. Really where I kind of take it though is instant payments is going to be a bit more methodical. Clients are going to make the choice to do an instant payment, where I feel like same day ACH, you're probably going to see more of it still running in line with the emergency payments, payroll payments, things of that nature. And our clients that are like escrow firms, they're going to remain with wires because of the due diligence behind them.
Right. It's sort of like everything has its purpose at some point, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, John, what are your thoughts, as you offer consulting to other financial institutions? What are some of those concerns, and what are your thoughts around that?
Actually, I really have to ditto a lot of what Chad said. When you take a look at the payments landscape, we first of all, for the U.S. to finally have instant payments, we there are a lot of lesser developed countries that had instant payments long before us. And not that they were underdeveloped, but the service that we're using that was developed by VocalLink was originally done in the UK, And to Chad's point about wires, I asked the question at a payments conference back in like 2008, said, were wires impacted as far as volumes and revenue from a cash management perspective to the speaker? And they said, no. They said people continue to use wires for the same reason, the same purpose as before, like real estate transactions, securities transactions, things of that nature. So they said Chad nailed it there. Now, I do see potentially some migration from same day ACH because you're talking about an hour's difference versus seconds, and they're priced very close together. One of my bigger concerns about instant payments going into as you're implementing is the fraud aspect. Faster payments equals faster fraud. If you have somebody's committing fraud on the ACH front, they hack your online banking, something of that nature, because you've got a batch system. Somebody might be able to see, gee, something happened here, and catch it in time before it goes out. Or they can catch it before it hits the receiving institution, the RDFI, essentially. Now we're talking about sub 1 minute, right? We're talking about 3 to 5 seconds before a transaction goes from the sending bank to the receiving bank. You don't have time on your hands to do this. So you have to do a lot of upfront analytics before those transactions go out.
Yeah. So staying with you, John, when you think about there is the two instant payments networks, right? We have FedNow service, which was just introduced last year in July. And then we have the real-time payments network, which has been around now since, September of 2017. So when you have an institution coming to you and they are saying to you, which one do I go with? Do I go with FedNow or do I go with real-time payments? What kind of advice would you give to that institution when they're trying to make that decision between one or the other networks?
I would say both. It's not that difficult. A lot of times, banks can think, gee, well, how do I connect to both? Does that mean I have to do separate connections? There are a lot of financial technology vendors out there that have a payments hub that will connect you to both very easily. I would recommend talking to your core processor. They might have a mechanism for that. And the reason you want to be able to connect to both is, let's say, for example, the four of us all went to lunch together, and Connie picked up the tab. But Chad's going to chime in. He's going to pay his bit, right? So Chad says, here, Connie, I'm going to send you this money using the real-time payments application or the FedNow application, or, somehow, right, through whatever app is provided by my financial institution. And he brings it up and he can see where you are and send the money, no problem. I bring up the one for my financial institution and says, oh, Connie, no, where do you bank? Right. Oh, it's not listed here. I can't send it to you because you're not on FedNow or because you're not on RTP. So you really need to connect to both networks. And it's going to be interesting to see. Right now, they're not integrated. They don't have that connection. I'm going to make a prediction that in time, they will connect. They will have what's called interoperability eventually. I just think they're going to have to.
Right. Yeah, I agree. So with that said, Chad, let's go back to you. Let's talk a little bit more about what you did at your institution around instant payments. So are you offering both or just one of those instant payments options? And then, of course, when you decided to go this route, like what did you do to, get that buy-in from internal staff and senior management?
Absolutely. I would say that with regards to going down the path of FedNow or real-time payments, it really is both. We want to make sure that we are fully available to our clients and that we have our clients have the best options out there. So in order to remain competitive and have that prowess in the industry, we've decided to go with both. As it relates to getting involved with the internal team members, one of the things that we've learned from WestPay over the years is educate, educate, educate. And when you think you're done, educate some more. Getting putting out the use cases, the solutions that it solves, and really breaking down the different types of payments and for our frontline staff so they can really understand how they can help the clients. From there, senior management, one of the things that was very helpful was that we did partner with WestPay Advisors. And so bringing them in with their knowledge and expertise in payments. And then you couple that with a senior management team that I really feel emboldens or embodies our bank's 117-year legacy to really, step up and want to meet the technological advancements. I'm very appreciative to senior management for that.
Oh, great. And so then once you got out the buy-in, right? Now you're ready to go. Who all was involved in that implementation team there at the institution?
So really for us, it's an all hands on deck. We want to really make sure we do have a project management team. Our department is part of the digital banking team, so I work very close hand in hand with our treasury management, but even finance and accounting, not only risk management, vendor risk management. I mean, the vendor risk management on this is very important as you take a look at all the different possibilities out there. Because when you're looking at this, it's not just instant payments, it's if you don't have a hub, now you're looking down that pathway as well. So it's really about getting, multiple departments involved to really try to build out the best and most effective product.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's better to get everybody on, let everybody know what's going on before you actually start to deliver the product, right, to the end user. So,
Yes.
speaking of instant payments, I know there's people always ask, why would I use instant payments, right? What is my business use case? John, are you able to shine some light on some of those basic use cases for instant payments?
Sure. Well, I think a lot of them are, and I think this was made earlier, emergency payments.
Hmm.
I think Chad mentioned that a little bit. Things like a perfect example. And this is actually something I was going to bring up earlier. We talk about, ACH being, it's still an overnight process for the most part, right? And I don't think people are going to abandon that. I think people
Hmm.
are going to continue to use ACH, send the file on Thursday or Wednesday for Friday's payroll, because that's just processes that they've had. It's tried and true. Everything's great. But what happens when they miss that payroll? Something happens, their computers go down, somebody forgets to hit the send button. I've actually seen it happen where they hit the send button, but they forgot to have somebody approve the batch. So Friday morning, all these employees are saying, "Where's my paycheck?"
Right.
Right? Well, so now you have with instant payments a way to say, you know what, we can put them through here, and within a minute later or less, they'll all get paid. Um, Emergency payments, things like through like FEMA, right? You had natural disasters, um, paychecks, natural disasters. I mean, there's and anytime you need to get money really quickly,
Right. I
I get
think
a
one of
call
the
from
big
my,
things is that
what's
gig
that?
economy now, right? We have that gig economy
Yeah,
who
really good
do,
point, Connie.
right, who
Uber
do a lot of those
drivers.
one-offs. Yeah,
Yeah, could be my daughter.
And
Hey, Dad, I need money and I need it now.
that's right.
our kids are great at that, aren't they?
They
Yeah.
do it well.
Chad, did you have any sort of basic business use cases that you kind of thought of up front when you initially got started?
Yes, I mean, I think what's important for financial institutions out there to really take a look and see what is it that, what is the need that you're looking to fulfill? We talk about consumer heavy industries, you talk about corporate. When I say industries, I mean really what is the gamut of your portfolio
Mhm.
and what are the solutions that you're trying to meet. You can have Zelle, you can have Zelle for small business, but how about your large corporate clients? That's something that we often consider and look into. So those are aspects of how we try to determine which path we're going to go down as our top priority and then work the priorities from there. But it's really just finding out what is the solution, what is the gap that you're going to win with your clients.
If I can tackle into that, because Chad, something he said jogged my memory, is he mentioned large corporates. So when you think about supply chain management, the thing we have to remember is that these instant payments, RTP and FedNow, are using the ISO standard, right? Which is a more expandable standard than the typical EDI, the 820 payments, which has fixed records. So you're essentially limited in the amount of information you can put in there. ISO, that has a little bit more flexibility, so you can get more data through it and more concise data.
Right.
So
Good
it's
point.
good for supply chain management and payables information.
That's a great point.
Absolutely. And real quick, just one of the other things that I think is so great about, going down the instant payments path is that ability to, and it also talks to the question earlier about selling it to internal staff, selling it to senior management, is the ability to grow multiple products. This isn't just a product, it's a rail. It's a new payment rail in which you can build multiple products off of, and it's going to continue to develop over time and evolve over time. And I think that's another key attribute to this.
Great point. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. I just want to thank you so much for joining me today. Just chatting a little bit about a faster payment strategy. So once again, thank you so much. So if anybody would like to contact WestPay Advisors to get more information about how John and his team can help you in your institution or your organization develop a faster payment strategy, John's contact information is available here in the show notes in the description. So please take a look at that. And so I also want to, of course, thank our members and anyone else for listening in today. And if you are interested in becoming a WestPay member, please visit our membership page by following the link as well in the description. And you can subscribe to the Payments Perspective podcast anywhere podcasts are available. Please join us next time as we continue to work together in shaping the future of payments. Bye, everyone.